Hi students, in this video class I am about to explain about nitric acid. Nitric acid formula is HNO3. Generally nitrogen forms three types of the acids. That is H2N2O2, which is known as hyponitric acid, and next one HNO2, which is known as nitrous acid, which is hyponitrous acid. This is nitrous acid, and next one is HNO3, which is nitric acid. And now we are going to know about this nitric acid HNO3, which is very important one. In this class we are going to know about how to prepare the HNO3 and what are the properties and what are the uses. These three things we are going to know regarding HNO3, nitric acid. So first, preparation. So nitric acid we can get by treating sodium nitrate NaNO3 with the concentrated H2SO4. Upon heating these two chemicals, we can get sodium hydrogen sulfate plus HNO3 we can get. This is our desired product. So here HNO3 is obtained by heating NaNO3 with the H2SO4. And second one from the Ostwald's process. This is the best method to prepare the nitric acid in large scale, right? So here in this process, three steps are involved. Step one, oxidation of ammonia. Step 1, oxidation of ammonia. So now here ammonia is treated with oxygen in the presence of platinum catalyst at 500 Kelvin temperature and 9 bars pressure. So at this condition, ammonia is oxidized to nitrogen monoxide and gives water. Now this nitrogen monoxide is furtherly allowed to react with oxygen, and here this one gives nitrogen dioxide. And this nitrogen dioxide, this is a gas and which is dissolved in water. So then here we can get HNO3, which is APS, and next one we can get NO, which is a gas. So now we have the HNO3 which is formed. This is highly diluted one. So this one we can make it concentrated upon distillation and dehydration with the sulfuric acid. So now this aqueous HNO3 upon distillation, this one is concentrated up to 68% by mass. 68% by mass. And this one furtherly we can concentrate it up to 98% by mass by dehydration through H2SO4 with H2SO4. So in Ostwald process we can get the aqueous or diluted nitric acid. That one is concentrated up to 68% by mass through the distillation, and furtherly that one concentrated up to 98% by mass through the dehydration with sulfuric acid. So this is the preparation of the nitric acid. And the next one, let us see what are the properties of the nitric acid. So nitric acid, it is a colorless liquid. First property, nitric acid, which is a colorless liquid. Guys, preparations completed. Now we are discussing properties of the nitric acid, which is a colorless liquid. And the next one, its freezing point is 231 kelvins, and its boiling point is 335 kelvins. Okay. And the next one, the nitric acid which is used in the laboratory, its concentration is 68% by mass, and its specific gravity is 1.504. Specific gravity means relative density. And next one, this one is highly acidic. This one is highly acidic in aqueous solutions. So when you dissolve the HNO3 in water, it gives H plus ions. That H plus ions are associated with H2O and gives H3O plus ions and gives here NO3 minus. So here nitric acid is a strong acid in aqueous solution. So when you dissolve the nitric acid in water, it gives H3O plus ions and NO3 minus ions. And the next one, which is a strong oxidizing agent. Strong oxidizing agent. Nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. So this one can oxidize all the metals except noble gases like platinum and gold. So let us see some examples. When you treat the copper with diluted HNO3, when copper is treated with diluted HNO3, we can get here nitrogen monoxide plus water, and the next one you can get copper salt, which is copper nitrate, CuNO3 taken by. So when you treat the copper with dilute nitric acid, we can get nitrogen monoxide. And if you treat the copper with concentrated HNO3, then you can get here NO2 gas, nitrogen dioxide, and next you can get water and you can get copper salt. Right? Diluted nitric acid reacts with copper, gives nitrogen monoxide gas, and concentrated HNO3 on reacting with copper gives nitrogen dioxide. Next, with zinc. So let us see what are the gases released when nitric acid reacts with zinc. When zinc reacts with dilute HNO3, we can get here nitrous oxide N2O plus water, and we can get zinc salt, that is zinc nitrate. So when zinc reacts with dilute HNO3, N2O gas is released. And the next one, when zinc is reacted with concentrated HNO3, when zinc is reacted with concentrated HNO3, we can get nitrogen dioxide, water, and next one zinc nitrate, ZnNO3 taken twice. Right? So when diluted nitric acid reacts with zinc, we can get N2O gas. When concentrated HNO3 reacts with zinc, we can get NO2 gas. Right? Next one, this nitric acid has ability to oxidize non-metals. So you know that here nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent that one oxidizes metals and non-metals also. Let us see some examples. So now iodine, which is a non-metal, when you treat this one with nitric acid HNO3, then you can get here HiO3. This is iodic acid, plus you can get NO2 gas, and next we can get water. And the next one, when you treat this one with carbon is oxidized to carbon dioxide, CO2, and here byproducts are NO2 and next one water. And when you treat the nitric acid with phosphorus, then here you can get orthophosphoric acid, the H3PO4 plus NO2, and the next one H2O. And last one, when you treat this one with sulfur, then we can get here sulfuric acid, H2SO4 plus NO2, and the next one H2O. Right? So nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. This one can oxidize metals as well as non-metals. Okay guys, next one, brown ring test. So this brown ring test is used to know the nitrate ions, presence of the nitrate ions in a given solution. So let us try to know about this one. So first we need to take the solution containing nitrate ions. We need to take a solution containing nitrate ions. So which is a solution containing nitrate ions, NO3 minus ions, APS. And the next one, we need to take freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. Freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. That is FeSO4 solution. FeSO4 solution. And the next one, we need to take concentrated acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Right? First, we need to mix the iron sulfate with the solution containing nitrates. Okay? So first, we need to add iron sulfate or ferrous sulfate to the test tube containing nitrate solution. And the next one after that, by using a dropper, we need to add sulfuric acid along the walls in this solution. By using a dropper, we need to add sulfuric acid along the walls to the solution containing nitrates, and next one ferrous sulfate. So finally, in this test tube, we have added ferrous sulfate, and next one sulfuric acid. Already in this one nitrates present. Now let us see what kind of reaction takes place among these three. So now in this one we have nitrates ions, NO3 minus, and FeSO4 also present in this one. In FeSO4, Fe has +2 charge, +2 oxidation state. And the next one, in H2SO4, after adding this H2SO4 in this one can release H plus ions. Now here, this one undergoes oxidation by reducing the NO3 as NO, and Fe plus 2 turns as Fe plus 3 and gives water. Here, iron plus 2 undergoes oxidation by reducing the NO3 minus. NO3 minus is reduced to NO. So now here in this solution we have added FeSO4, and in this one with the water FeSO4 forms an aqua complex, that is Fe H2O taken 6 times. Over this we have a +2 charge. Now with this one NO reacts and gives Fe H2O taken 5 times dot NO and +2. So now due to the formation of this complex, we can get a brown ring in this test tube. We can get a brown ring at the junction. So over this one solution present, and below this one sulfuric acid present. Sulfuric acid is more denser than the solution. So now if you get a brown ring when you test a given solution by using FeSO4 and H2SO4, if you get a brown ring, it means that one has nitrate ions.